this day, a whole month later, I am still on hold for my January TBR books. So if y'all have seen my January wrap-up, y'all would know that last month I only read 4 or 5 of the books that I want to read for my January TBR. So, long story short, when I planned my January TBR, I did not put all the books I wanted to read on reserve at the library. I don't know why I didn't do this, why it didn't occur to me, since I've been waiting like 3 months for some of the books I want to read, but I didn't. So my January TBR kind of ended up having to be somewhat scrapped because a lot of the books was just not available from the library and I was not going to buy all of them. So I bought only one of them, A Legend by Marie Lu, and I read that one. You can see that in my January wrap-up. But outside of that, anything that wasn't available to me on Kindle Unlimited or wasn't on my library, I just wasn't able to read last month. So this month I have done it better. I made sure my holds were in place in January so they'll become available in February or longer to see what books are actually available for me to read in February, because I don't know why my library has such long wait times, but I am waiting for some of my books for like 4 or 5 months. And for those who don't know, I pretty much read all of my books as library books or Kindle Unlimited, or I borrow them from friends because I don't want to buy books I know I'm just not going to, I don't know if it's going to reflect my personal library. I don't know if I'm going to love it. Like, say, like, if Cassandra Clare drops a Shadowhunter book, I'm going to buy it. Like, if I know I love the author already, I will buy their books. Or if I know, like, I need to read a certain book with writing and annotation, then I'll buy that book. But for me, I don't buy books that I just don't think, I don't like to buy books that are going to just take up space in my personal library, when I can have that space taken up by my great books, my shelf-worthy books. And so I don't typically buy books. So I had to rework my February TBR to be books that are actually available on Kindle Unlimited and at the library, because I pretty much shot myself in the foot last month because I was not going to buy all those books and I could not get them from the library in time. It is what it is. And to this day, a whole month later, I am still on hold for my January TBR books, and a lot of them won't be in for another 4 months. Let us begin. But since I learned all those lessons for January, my February TBR should still flow nicely. My February TBR, book 1. So book 1 is actually a book from my last month's TBR, January TBR, Daughter of the Pirate King. So I really want to read it. It is a fantasy romance, and February is all about the feels and the romance and the cupid kisses. So I'm reading Daughter of the Pirate King. A lot of people told me this is their favorite book. A lot of people told me that this is a beautiful fantasy romance, and I was like, you know what? Tell me no more, because I don't want any spoilers. I'll add it to my TBR. So it's been on my TBR for 2 months now, and hopefully I get to it on February. The next book is The Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. So I really want to read this book because the cover is gorgeous. And I saw a lot of people way back when talking about this book a long time ago. I don't remember if it was, I want to say it's called, I think it was on BookTube. Pretty sure it was on BookTube, and everyone was talking about this book, and I was like, I need to read that book. But I never got around to, like, buying it or seeing it in the library or anything. So when it became available on hold at my library, I was like, oh, I want it. And I just added it to my cart, my little library ebook cart. So it's coming, it's ready. The cover on this is stunning. Do I know anything about it? No. Am I still going to potentially enjoy it? Yes. I think it's fantasy. I think it's an adventure. I think it's a coming-to-age story. And I'm going to have fun reading it. Next book is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. So, one of my favorite booktubers said that she really liked this book. She's a smaller booktuber, so I'm pretty sure you guys don't know her. If this is the booktuber that I'm thinking of in mind, I will put a picture of her right here and her channel. But she really liked this book, and I feel like me and her have very similar tastes so far from what I can see. I've only been watching her for about 6 months now, so there's only so many books that people can read in 6 months. So we'll see if we have like the exact taste settings. But I want to read this book so badly. I have no idea what it's about, but I think it was also I think it was a Fairy Loot book once. I think in the past it was a Fairy Loot book, and I'm trying to test out, does Fairy Loot give good recommendations or not? So I'm going to read this book as well in February. The next one is a transfer over from January. TBR, The Air Awakens by Elise Kova. I really want to read this book. Also, it's fantasy romance, and I literally got to page 1 of it in January, and I fell asleep. So we're going to get to it in February. I'm excited to read it. I believe it's a fantasy romance, and I don't know what about the cover of this book, but I don't find it enticing. I know, I think Fairy Loot? I think it's either Fairy Loot or Lumicrate. It's coming out with an exclusive edition of this book. And the exclusive edition looks so beautiful. But the original cover on this book looks drab. It just looks boring, it's dull, it doesn't excite me. I don't like it. So I feel like when I first opened it to read it that night, just looking at the cover and then like reading the first, I think I read the first page, and I just knocked out cold. It was a good sleep, so I'll give it that. But like, I need more from it. So I'm actually going to take out time out of my day, maybe do a reading sprint of this book. And I might do a reading sprint for this book and Daughter of the Pirate King, because I really want to try doing a reading sprint. I've never done one before. I'm low-key nervous because going live on the internet seems like an opportunity for extreme disaster. So we shall see. But I really want to do reading sprints. Other bloggers do it, other booktubers do it, and I think it'll be fun to read with people in real time one day in the future, because I know my following is so, like, it's literally a speck in the wind that no one's probably gonna join me for a reading sprint. But I still want to do one just to, like, see what it's like and carve out that time that I'm reading. No one's disturbing me. I can be by myself. And now I have to worry about school, because I've been really deep in school. I think that's why my January TBR was so low, because I had a project due for my boot camp. For those who don't know, I'm in a data science boot camp. Fun fact, I used to be in marketing. I have a whole degree in it. Now I'm changing careers. Not fully changing careers, but changing careers into data science. And I'm doing a boot camp for it. And it's really intense, and it's really hard, and it's fast-paced. It's only 1 year or 6 months to a year, and I have to get it. So one of my projects were due, and I was doing the project, and it was due in January, and I finished it, and it actually was amazing. My project turned out A1, luscious greatness, and I was so happy. So that's why my January TBR was also very low. Anyway, because I went on this tangent, my next book I want to read in February is actually The Body Keeps Score. This is a book I hauled recently, and it's pretty much, it's literally right here. It's literally this book, The Body Keeps Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. I love mental help and self-care help, and I'm always trying to optimize mine to be better. So I'm excited to read this. A therapist or a psychologist or one of the mental realm industry ladies on TikTok recommended this book. I think she recommends it to all her patients to read. There are trigger warnings. She said, do not read it before you go to sleep. Do not read it when you're having a bad day. Do not read it when shit's hitting the fan. Just read it when you know you're okay and you're well to handle what will unfold in this book. So I haven't gone that deep into it. I started tabbing already, but what I've gotten to so far, I really like. But I'm very much into that self-help, mental help, self-care world. So it definitely is up my alley, but you may or may not like it. This is not fantasy, this is truly just nonfiction. And last but not least, The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. So this was described as Stephanie Meyer meets Rachel Mead in a paranormal romance. And you know what? I haven't had a paranormal romance in a good minute, so we're gonna pick this up. I'm thinking it's gonna have Twilight vibes, and it's gonna be something with a vampire and a girl. Don't know exactly what it is, and I'm so excited for it. It does have like this cute, very much like cartoon-esque cover, which I thought was adorable. This was from the Fairy Loot box from December, I believe. It was the second book in the box, which I was very excited for because it came with two books in the box, and this one is actually signed by Isabel Sterling, which is really nice. I'm excited to read this. I'm looking for a really easy, fun read that I can have for February, so this will be it. And as always, y'all, I am a mood reader. So if none of these are like feeling it or doing it for me, or I just don't feel like reading, I won't do it. I put no pressure on myself for reading because reading is literally my self-care, fun, escapism, adventure in a book type lifestyle. So if I just am not feeling it, I just won't do it. And that's just how it goes for me. I totally understand if some people are like, you always have to hit your TBR goals, you always have to read all the books on your TBR. That's not me at all. I am very much so, read what you want to read when you want to read it, because if you read something that you don't want to read when you don't want to read it, you're just not going to have a good time. You're going to waste your time. You're not going to like the book, and you're just going to be disappointed in the end. Or at least that's the experience that I typically have, so I'm not going to do that. I do this particular method, like read something I don't want to read when like a movie's coming out or the Netflix show's coming out and I really want to watch the show, but I haven't read the book yet. I will do that. Or if like an exclusive edition of it is coming out and I really think the exclusive edition is drop dead gorgeous and I'm like, oh, I need that, because I love collecting beautiful books. But I only want to collect beautiful books I actually know I'm gonna like, so I have to read the book first before I buy the beautiful edition. And you know what, that's also okay. I am a book collector-ish person, but I also want my library to be me and reflect my personality and the books that bring me joy, so yeah. And those are my February TBRs. I'm excited. I think this week I really will do a reading sprint because I really want to get into the whole booktubing world deeper. And I want to be able to spend time with other people who love to read. And I feel like the best way to do that is live through a reading sprint so we can have some community. So I think I will and I shall do that. So if any of you guys want to join me, let me know. I will set up a date or time. It'll probably be Pacific Standard Time with a little smidgen for your East Siders. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Let me know, what are you guys reading in your February TBR? Did you complete your January TBR, or was it like mine? It just kind of trickled in the air as you had other things to do like school, work, life, existing, all of the above. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, I'm here every Friday. Come join me. Love you. Bye.